So welcome to our business breakfast club this morning. We are going to have our interview, our weekly interview. So everyone's welcome on these calls to share our wins, our struggles, and our experience. And what we do on Wednesdays is we have a low-key interview with an informal interview with one of our attendees. And here we have Rina, who's been on our calls, I guess, one of the people who have attended most of the calls in the morning. So we'd love to learn more about you, Rina. Perhaps you could do your intro, your usual intro first, and that way I could continue with a couple questions. Would you like to start with that?
Yes.
Hey.
Good morning. My name is Rina Honorio. I'm an event planner by trade, but since the pandemic, I started cooking, which is one of my passion. It's been very busy, and I started with one goal, which is to make my food healthier. And as I cook, and another goal came up, and then I said I need to introduce my food to outside my community, because right now it's mostly for Filipinos, but our food are actually can be enjoyed by everyone. So that's my other goal. And another goal is to intertwine my event planning and my cooking.
Awesome. I find because you post a lot of pictures on your on Facebook, and so anyone who wants to see awesome, tasty pictures of Filipino food should follow. I should follow you. Check your name and follow you. And I find that even your photos are comforting. Of course, they make me want to taste the food, but I find that they're just so, all the thought and attention that you put into cooking is just so it's comforting in itself. So I wanted to ask you a first question. What is your favorite part of everything you just described? What's the favorite part, like in a day? What's your favorite part in your business for you to do?
My favorite part in my cooking business is when I know that my customer enjoyed my food. So when they give me those comments that it is good and they just enjoyed it, so that's it's satisfying. So when I satisfy their cravings, it's also satisfying my goals of satisfying their cravings for these comfort foods.
That really goes to show how much feedback matters, and sometimes we don't think of it. Sometimes we just suppose that the person who made it knows that it's good, or knows that they're doing well. Or feedback is so precious. It's like it's worth sometimes more than money. Feedback is so important. And what I'm hearing from you is that what you really enjoy is satisfying and making people, bringing a result to people. So what is the end result that you'd like for the person? You were saying, I know you've talked about comfort, health. How do you envision the experience of the person that you're cooking for? You must be thinking of that probably when you're preparing. So what is the end experience that you wish for your customers for your cooking business?
So when they enjoy it and then they just keep ordering it, that means
of course. That's a good yeah, exactly, a good sign that they like it. And that's feedback, right? If they reorder, then you know that they really enjoyed it too. So you were saying that you'd like to share your cooking with outside of the Filipino community. What is something you'd like to share perhaps with people who are either in the Filipino community or outside of it, that about why you'd like to share it with more people? What is the benefit or interest, or what do you think people, is it because it would be different, diverse? What is special about the Filipino cuisine that you want to share?
Yeah, there are lots of food that I know that non-Filipinos can enjoy. As of right now, it's not popular outside our community, and I'm thinking why. We have lots of meat products that can be enjoyed by everyone. We have noodles that can be enjoyed by everyone, and vegetables as well. So why not introduce it to them?
This is probably perhaps a question of habit. Sometimes habits are difficult to change for humans. So they discovering something new. I traveled. I was so lucky, thanks to some of the women in this group on these calls. I was able to travel to the Philippines for a very short week in Manila last year. And oh my gosh, the food, I just ate all the time and it was just so good. And I just think about it very often because it's so yummy. And so I'm so excited to know that you're able to reproduce that here. So, so far away with the ingredients sometimes not being exactly the same. So let's talk a bit about your event planning. What makes you different perhaps from another event planner? What's your specialty or what you prefer, and maybe we can talk about how it intertwines with your cooking business after that as well.
Yeah, so what makes me different from others will be so I'll be planning their events as well as I'll be catering from my own kitchen.
That's a
I think
benefit.
Yes, that will be the benefit. So they don't have to, the client don't need to go get another supplier. So it'll just be all in one roof. From so so that will be, and so my background is I've been doing this. I feel like I've been doing this since I was born. It's I think
Cool.
it's natural to me because wherever I go, I find myself going up there and leading the event. So it doesn't matter what it is, a small event, small social gatherings. I'm always there. I just push myself to be up there and leading the event.
Oh, I love that. It's so practical. It's true to have somebody. I've never had an event where it was the same organizer for the event and the food. And it's true, sometimes they go together. You think about it. And if you haven't planned them together and the two organizers don't know each other or haven't talked about it, you can have some things that don't work out very well. I also find that with this situation right now, it's good to know that the food is all being prepared in one place by someone who's going to oversee, the different steps and everything. That's something that I find really practical for organizers. So I'd like to open up the questions to our attendees on the call. I have more, but I'd like to open up to who's on the call with us here. And I will check as well on Facebook and see if we have some questions live. So Amy, Jennifer, is there something you'd like to add? Something you'd like to ask Rina to talk a little bit more about? I talked about the food a lot because I'm interested in that. Perhaps you have other questions for her.
Sure, I have a question. Rina, this is wonderful. Learning a lot of stuff about you here. I was wondering, what is it about planning events that attracted you to actually doing something like that? What was it about planning?
I think when, like, again, the satisfaction of me when the attendees are happy, when they enjoy the event, when everything is organized, and also when the event went smoothly, then I feel satisfied as a satisfaction on my part. So so that is yeah. And as mentioned, I think I started very young. When I was in high school, I think my best friend used to call me and say, "Can you please come organize our class reunion," kind of thing. So I think that's how I started. And then after that, as mentioned, I just keep on. When there is an opportunity for a gathering, I just make that happen. I just make that happen.
That's nice. Okay, that's nice.
My question for you, Rina, is how do you see yourself and your business in the next 3 years? And how do you see your business transitioning into the new environment or the current environment that we're in right now? Do you see yourself going into the online, or how do you see yourself in the next 3 years, your business?
Okay, in 3 years, I'm seeing myself as I remember talking to you about a food truck. And so with the food truck business, I'll be able to bring the food wherever I want to. So I'm gonna pick a location, say one day I will go to Quebec to see Charlotte and Jennifer. So I'll bring my food truck in there, get some get some people to come and enjoy my food. And so that's for the food business. And for the event planning, so with my truck, I can I can I'll bring my truck in there and bring everything for an event, all my supplies and all those things, and at least I have everything in my truck, my food and all my event supplies. So that's what I see myself in 3 years.
Awesome. That's going to be a huge truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday, actually, my husband was already talking to me about it. He said you should get a van for your event stuff because if I have to bring food, my car is not going to be enough. One car is not going to be enough for that. So I said, why van? Because I'm not a van person. so so I said either a big truck or a food truck. So
I really like that idea. It's actually a very it's a perfect idea for right now, especially, and for the future. And like you said, you can travel, and with collaborators, you would not have to bring your materials everywhere, because if you have collaborators, you can find ways to have the materials you need where you go, except the food truck, of course. But
yeah.
some things you could probably work with the people on the spot, because what we need from you is not necessarily all the materials. We need the expertise that you have as well. So are there some other questions or anything somebody would like to add? Because this really brings up a lot of topics for everyone as well.
I just want to add, so it's the idea is it's almost like me RVing, which is my my future plan as well.
Okay.
It's on our bucket list. So instead of RVing, it will be a food truck that I bring my events and my food to people.
I love that. You know, I still have a dream of like living in different places around the world and going around the world. I wanted to do it when my kids were younger. We homeschooled, and that was my dream at the time. And it did not work out exactly like that. But there are so many ways that you can work on the road. There are families that live on the road, but I had never thought about that. I mean, people need food everywhere, and you could bring actually Filipino cuisine, which brings people together, right? Eating brings people together, and that would bring people to learn about the Philippines, to learn about differences, culture. You know, that would really be you. I mean, you could create world peace through your RVing, right?
Yeah.
And it would be really fun.
And you can even supply the RV community with your food.
True.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Imagine that. They're not necessarily eating healthy all the time. So,
That's
you
right.
know, they don't have access to the fresh food and everything. So that would be awesome.
Oh, goodness.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, my next question is, what do you see as the most challenging part of doing your business?
What is the most challenging part of
doing
my
your
business?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Oh, right now. So for the event planning, because of the COVID, a lot of the events were canceled. So that is one of the challenges. So with the upcoming wedding that I am planning, I feel happy. It's like, hey, like the norm is starting to get back. So there's hope that events industry is starting to boost. So yeah, and for the food, my challenge is to, because I want it to be healthier. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I mentioned that I wanted my food to be healthier. The challenge sometimes is the supplies. Right now I have a meat supplier, and sometimes she doesn't have all the supplies, so I have to find another supplier, so that way I don't have to go back to buying it from the store. So that's one. And for vegetables, because I want it to be all fresh. But now that it's summer and vegetable is harvesting for vegetable, you see me going to the farm
Yeah.
like every week now, because it's different. Like I could taste the difference of freshly picked vegetables than the ones that you buy from the store. It's just you could taste the sweetness, the natural sweetness of the vegetables. So those are my challenges, and because I don't have, I wish that I can grow all my vegetables and have all my livestock, so I don't have to buy from the supplier.
With your RV, you know, you can bring them along in another truck, and
Yeah.
well, you can probably find people to work with in different places. Once you develop a concept, it's probably possible. And you know, anything that you're cooking from home, no matter what, I realize that maybe it's not as healthy as you'd like it to be in some ways, but it's healthier than what people are buying already processed.
True.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 100% healthier than what, you know, there's good, there's better, and there's perfect. And this is necessary, you know, clearly better than anything that people are buying, even in the stores, you know?
Yes.
So that's why I mean, homemade food, there's nothing that beats it, no matter what's in it, right? So I have a question for you. So people who are watching the video, like right now, I don't have any questions on Facebook Live, but there are people who will watch, or us, you know, watching. So we know that you are based in Toronto. So most of the deliveries, I guess, are in, or food is being sold in Toronto, probably mostly the area of Toronto. Maybe you can just confirm that. But the other thing I wanted to know is, how can this group of women, of heart-centered women, or people watching, how can we contribute to, you know, growing your business? What is the most helpful thing that we could do, you know, in our learning together and growing our community together? What can we do? Is it sharing your posts? Is it talking to people about it, giving you feedback on what we see? What would help you the most right now?
One, it will help if my content is shared by you. Amy always tells me I have to have a good content. So so it's pre-selling. So that's why I do that. So that's one help. Another help is just like with the inspiration that I get from you ladies. I'm pumped up just from the inspirations from you. That's what, so it keeps me focused. It keeps me focused and recentered. I think that's one of the word that Amy, I saw one of her posting, recentered, being recentered and focused. And
so we need to wake up and get on the call in the morning. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
So everybody, did you hear that? What you can do is get up in the morning and be on the 7:30 call every morning.
Yeah, remember there was a time when I wasn't able to join because I was too busy cooking, and then I crave for that. I crave for the meetings. I crave for the times that I talk to you ladies. It's like something was missing. Something was missing when I wasn't joining. So yeah. So you lift my spirit basically, and it's enough. That's enough actually. That you make me being there, like get me focused on what I can give. So
Thank
I
you.
like that you're using the word crave a lot.
yeah. Yes,
Because it works well with your business. So it's like you're satisfying people's craving. So I
Yes.
like that. And to answer Charlotte, actually she may be going national, because Alexis was here last 2 days ago, and she's from Windsor,
Yes.
and she tasted her food. She loved the kids loved it. So it's not just Toronto. So she could be spreading her wings all over.
Yeah. Actually, so I'm from Mississauga, specifically, but my clients are from Mississauga, Milton, Toronto, Markham, I have one actually in Stouffville, but I haven't got a chance to go there.
Mm.
But now that
Niagara.
yes, Niagara.
Mhm. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so I'm everywhere now. So the food truck will be a good idea because
Yes.
it will be, it will be more people. So
Mm.
one day, again, I keep using Amy because she's my mentor and she gives me all these ideas. So one day I will go to say Niagara and then
Mhm.
just bring all, and then I'll just cook there. And then one day I'll go to Markham. So
Mhm.
right now I have a few Markham people, but it's not big
Mm.
clientele yet. So I want to make it bigger. So
Because they could tell their friends and their neighbors and people, this is what I've been telling you about, and it's coming to our area. So then there'd be more people that would learn about it, and then they'd want to order as well, maybe as well as for events too. So that's a
yeah,
great bring it to them. It's a great idea. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to all of that too, and to getting to taste some of the food as well. And I'm craving that.
Yes.
Craving.
Yeah,
Yes,
just like Lexi. It's been
yes,
months.
exactly. So is there any final word from one of you ladies before we finish this call today? Anything you'd like to add? Anything you want people to know? I think we went over so many different parts of what you do. Um, Also, just to say that people can post questions, comments actually do please post comments, questions on under the video, and Rena will go back and answer, and others as well. We can start a conversation here. These calls are conversation starters. They're not in itself over. So we'd love to have feedback, questions, comments, suggestions, and everything. If there is no final word, is there anything else you'd like to add? Is everything fine?
Yeah, I think we're good. It's
Great.
awesome
This
interview.
was a
Yeah.
great interview. I'm really excited about it. So we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 7:30 on the call, and have a great day.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye-bye.